uSports Central back at it. Adam Neal, Charles Ashley now joining us. The man himself behind Beyond the Game, editor, director, writer, whatever you want. He creates it, the first Beyond the Game. And now we got another one. Joe Abeyta, thanks for joining us. Joe, we were just talking off air. Now we'll talk about it on air.
Yes, sir.
You know, we created this Beyond the Game, and I had a little part in it, but mainly it was you and your idea. Talk about how Beyond the Game originally was created, these series.
Adam, you know, after after a final, a 5H final at the time from the pit, I gave Adam a ride home on our long drive back to Rio Rancho, our long trek. We started talking about our love for the 30 for 30s and how great they were, and we enjoyed watching them in the sports centuries that ESPN put out. And we said, hey, why don't we do something like that for, for New Mexico sports? And it kind of just went from there. A year later, Bryce Alford, Cullen Neal, we had a lot of footage. We talked about it. It was just kind of a conversation. We talked to Steve and JD at the time and said, hey, will you guys give us your blessing? They said, sure. And next thing you know, we were on a airplane ride to UCLA to interview Bryce Alford.
Nice UCLA campus, weather.
It's beautiful.
This guy's complaining about the travel.
It was a terrible travel. It was a bad traveling day.
The one thing though that I think that was the big disappointment was the night before we went, they had a big water main break,
yeah,
and it flooded the Hall of Fame and everything on UCLA. So we weren't able to go into the Hall of Fame, and a Pauley Pavilion, which we really wanted to go and see, which would have been nice. But UCLA was gracious, and they took care of us, and they set up a really nice setup for us when we went over there. So it made it all better.
Great. No complaints on UCLA's then.
Oh no, not at all. They were great.
Slow down.
Hey, you keep it cool.
They were great.
Question. How hard is it to do things like this, put documentaries together? Because people don't understand the time it takes to do things like this.
It is tough when you don't have anything going on, but it's even more tough when you have things going on. ProView Networks, I'm also a family guy. My son and my daughter both play sports. So you're having to attend those. There was a lot of late night, after taps, if you will, 10 o'clock, that I would be staying up and working on because I don't want to take any time away from my family. Binge editing, exactly.
Yeah.
You know, instead of House
Just
of
get it
Cards, we
done.
were binge editing, exactly. So, but there's some moments when you're watching documentaries on TV, or you have moments when you're listening to certain music that inspires you, and it really carries you over the top as far as putting this stuff together. So it's been a lot of fun.
What's your wish list for Beyond the Game? Because you have the Bryson Cullen, and you have the Pop Dog, which I won't give away. Well, what's your wish list?
Well, there's certain things I'd like to do. I mean, I'd like to do Gentry. You know, Zach Gentry would be a great one. I'd like to do one on the Browns, on the Coach Brown. The Academy dynasty that was going on. That'd be one that I'd like to do. And I don't know. I'm trying to think of some other ones.
I got one.
All right.
I got one.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
No, man. I'm not vain like this guy.
No. I know.
There we go.
The rivalry with that La Cueva Albuquerque High when they had that
Of
year
course,
where
I mean,
Albuquerque
High's
Thomas
No.
and AJ Bramlett.
Yes,
I don't think you realize how big that rivalry was.
That one has been talked to us.
First off, guys, I was here. Okay, you weren't even here. You were in Vegas. I was here for that.
No, you were in third grade.
All right, well, I still know about it. That's number one. Number two is another Albuquerque High documentary. How about we just do everything about Albuquerque
We had
High
two
School?
NBA players playing in high school. Why wouldn't you?
I was told, no, Kevin Banks did mention that those were really good, and he mentions it in the documentary, which brings up, Kevin Banks did a great job. He spoke for his brother because his brother's in New Zealand, so he couldn't be in the documentary, which brings up the fact that I didn't get everybody in the documentary. So, but we did our best, and I think it did come out really good.
We're going to have the Papa Dog trailer here again here in just a moment for you and play it for you. It's well done, obviously. Going through it, though, was there some hurdles that you didn't expect? What did you learn about talking about specifically Jim Holzman in this next Beyond the Game?
Well, one thing with Jim Holzman, I already knew that he was a legend. He's a legend in the state. He's a legend, and people know him all around the nation, around the world.
They do.
But the one thing that I didn't realize was, and I kind of did, but you just don't realize it until you jump in the pool, was how big Bulldog Nation is and how many players and how many people have been affected by this man. It's just huge. It's huge, and it was amazing. And I felt at one point, I still feel, but I felt it at one point how much of an honor it was to be able to do something like this and to put this out for Coach and for Bulldog Nation and for the players. It is a documentary about Coach Holzman, but it honors the state championship players that were involved with it. So I really wanted to do that. So everybody has a little piece of the pie, if you will, in this documentary.
Because it truly was, or still is, the flagship high school. A lot of people have a relative or they went there, and you talk about trying to track down state championship guys. You're talking about a list of how many guys?
There's tons of guys. There's tons of people. So I wasn't able to get everybody, but there's highlights of everybody in this documentary. So I'm really excited for it. I can't wait for people to see it. I'm so proud of it, and I hope the people out there like it just as much.
I feel that.
And I believe we have this trailer. Real quick, what are you going to see in this trailer, real quick, Joe? You created this a while ago.
So this trailer it was funny. I was at home on Christmas vacation, and it was on Christmas Eve in the morning. I saw something on ESPN. I don't remember what it was. It might have been the Fab Five. It might have been, Bo Jackson. Who knows? I saw it, and I said, you know what? I'm going to go put something together. So I put this together. I started in the morning. My wife said, how come you're on Christmas Eve, you're working? I said, I just want to do this. I'm in the mode. It's like my eyes glazed over. I put it out at 5 o'clock on Christmas Eve night. Before I went to bed, there was already 700 hits, 700 views already on watching it. And
out of control. You called me and told me there was this many people.
It was crazy.
2 days, it was already 1,400. Let's show you this trailer. It's Beyond the Game. It's the next edition. It's Papa Dog.
My job was that I was going to be a teacher and a coach. I was going to do the best job I could possibly be. And maybe that would rub off on the kids. And maybe that's what we try and teach everything in education. Be the best person you can possibly be, do it right, and follow the rules, and just go at it. That's the best way.
Jackson goes out. Ward goes out on two.
Look at Coach Osborne, so like we was talking about, when we grew up as little kids at elementary school, our dream was to go up and play basketball at Alfred High.
I remember Coach Osborne, I wouldn't have accomplished the things I accomplished back then, because he was a good coach.
He was like a father figure to me. He meant a lot to us. He meant a lot to the community. He used to ride through the community a lot just to see us. He'd come out to some of the parks and hang out and watch us play, and he did a lot for us as far as helping us become the individuals that we are today.
Foul by James Ward.
Well, listen, we don't have a lot of time, but you could see the anticipation of this. It's going to be great. Wednesday, we're having a great event. Real quick, talk about it real quick.
We're having a luncheon at the Crown Plaza Hotel, and we're going to show about 12 minutes. It was really tough to cut 12 minutes. I had 25 minutes cut, and then I was told, hey, no, you got to get down to 12. We just got to do that. So it's really tough because I really want to put as much as I can into this 12 minutes to make people, see. Yeah, they're going to want to see it. The whole thing's about an hour and 15 minutes. So.
Yo, you the man.
Yes, the
Thank
man
you.
himself,
Thank you guys for having me on.
We can't wait till this releases here on uSports Network. You can watch the entire documentary. Great job, Joe Obedo.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, come
Thank
on
you guys.
back. We're going to have Coach Bustamante from the Gladiators.
Gladiators?
We'll tell you about it in just a second.